Daddy era sir, ẹ kú ọjọ́ mẹ́ta sir. Adẹ́kù títọ́ ọmọ yín sir, àní irú ẹ̀ mọ́ sir. Ọlọ́run á dì yín mú sir. Daddy mo ti fẹ́ béèrè ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ti ń dàbí pé ó ń lọlẹ̀ bákan lórí ọ̀rọ̀ autopsy yẹn. Kí ni ẹ rí sí sir? Ti yẹ kí a gbọ́n kankan lẹ́tẹ̀ẹ́nu ìjọba.
Ọ̀rọ̀ autopsy yìí ó ń falẹ̀ náà lójú mi because èmi rò pé ohun tó máa pẹ́ tó ilé yìí because kò yẹ kó kọ́ ọmọ yẹn kó tún máa ráre
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni,
ẹni tó ń jìyà ni
bẹ́ẹ̀ni,
níbi tó wà ní and alágbára tó jọba àti gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà ń demand pé kò tó fẹ́ nìyẹn so ó dẹ̀ ti ń ṣe wọ́n èmi máa béèrè bóyá tí bàbá yín sọ̀rọ̀ tó sì máa pè é ìkan náà àwọn ọ̀gá ọlọ́pàá yẹn bóyá ó ṣeé ṣe láti mú nǹkan tí wọ́n ti mú wọ́n lè sin ọmọ yẹn.
I want you to pay attention to this video, and I will do my best to translate. We are going to listen to MOHBAD'S father. He's going to tell you some things that you don't know. After all, you probably have heard a lot from different people, but now we are talking about the father of MOHBAD. He has something to say as regards this DNA of a thing. Which hospital, clinic, which laboratory did this DNA result come from? The so-called DNA result that MOHBAD'S wife claimed she got, and that the result shows 100% that MOHBAD is the father of the little baby she bore. Well, MOHBAD'S father has something to say that will shock a lot of you, because he said, I was not carried along. If there is going to be truth in this, I should be present when this test is carried out. And not just that alone, it has to be done in 2 or 3 places, neutral places, so that we can be sure of the result. MOHBAD'S wife announced, and through some blogs like ģistLover that is so much in support of WUNMI, and people have berated ģistLover, saying ģistLover is like, you are going to end this your popularity very soon because of this case if you are not careful. Well, MOHBAD'S father said, this result that I have not even seen, that is just floating and flying all over, that it is positive that that child belongs to my son. Well, I do not buy into it. Before we proceed, like and share this video, subscribe to this channel. Let's get right into it.
Daddy, ọ̀rọ̀ títí DNA yẹn náà, kí lẹ rí sọ̀rọ̀ DNA test yẹn náà tọ́nà fẹ́ ṣe?
Tí DNA test yẹn ó pọn dandan torí mo sọ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ mi kan pé ó dàbí ẹni tó bímọ lọ́sàn-án tó bímọ láago 2 ọ̀sán tó jẹ́ ní ọjà lóbi sí so kò sí ní ẹ máa rí díẹ̀ gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n ń béèrè fún all over the world wọ́n ti ń béèrè pé kí wọ́n ṣe so ó pọn dandan kí wọ́n ṣe ó pọn dandan kí wọ́n ṣe so àtẹ̀gbọ́n náà bí wọ́n ṣe kò sí bóyá fẹ́ ṣe èmi mo sì jẹ́ bàbá ọmọ yẹn so èmi náà ni màá fọ́n ní kókè àti fẹ́ ṣe o àbí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe o kí o send mi ẹni tó lè ṣe aṣojú mi tèmi ò bá ti sílẹ̀ láti mọ bí wọ́n lè fẹ́ ṣe tó bá lè máa ṣe ní àkóso ọ̀nà kan ó jẹ́ bí ọ̀nà méjì láti lè rí àrídájú àti pé gẹ́gẹ́ bí ibi tí wọ́n ti bí mi Ìkẹrẹ́ Èkìtì lèmi ti wá even olú Ìkẹrẹ́ ṣẹ̀ wá ó ṣẹ̀ dìde kúrò lórí ìjókòó yìí sí mi wọ́n ní wọ́n wá kí mi so àfi ń gba ọmọ àlè lọ́dọ̀ wa so irú ọmọ yìí ṣùgbọ́n ìwúrí ló máa jẹ́ fèmí ó jẹ́ ọmọ mi torí ọmọ kan ṣoṣo tó lò fi sílẹ̀ fún mi ó kọ ọjọ́ mẹ́ta ọjọ́ sátidé tó máa mọ̀ ẹ́ máa kú ọjọ́ mẹ́ta mo sì wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tó yẹ pé ó gbóúnjẹ fún mi ó dẹ̀ gbé ọmọ ẹ̀ sí mi lọ́wọ́ ó dẹ̀ ya fọ́tò mi àti ẹ̀ gbogbo fọ́tò tó yà ṣì wà lórí ìpínlẹ̀ ìgbẹ́ so ìdùnnú ló máa jẹ́ fún mi ó jẹ́ ọmọ mi torí mo nífẹ̀ẹ́ ọmọ yìí but tó bá dẹ̀ jẹ́ ìdàkejì náà kò ní jẹ́ nǹkan tó máa dára tí a bá wà díẹ̀ sí torí ọjọ́ iwájú kò lè sí àǹfààní kan nínú ìgbé òkú gan má bàa blame mi pé dáàdì mi lè gba nǹkan báyìí wọlé so wọ́n ní sẹ́ṣẹ̀ ká ṣe.
So dáàdì ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún béèrè lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí kí ẹ sọ fáwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà kán lè mọ̀ ìgbà tó bá máa sin ọmọ yẹn so that ìgbà tó bá máa sin tó máa lọ sùn wọ́n jẹ́ kó.
mi ò tí ì lè sọ táìmù sí i mo ṣèlérí tí bá ti bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ kan sí i máa pe ọ̀gá ọlọ́pàá láti béèrè pé tí ó ṣeé ṣe nígbà tó ti mú nǹkan tó fẹ́ lò ká lọ sí kókó ẹ̀mọ́kànmọ́ ara rẹ̀ a lot of people wọ́n yọ sí mi òun rí àtòrí wípé wọn ò tí ì sí ní gbogbo reflection tí wọ́n rí yìí and a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ìgbésẹ̀ lórí pé bí wọ́n ṣe máa tètè sí.
You see, this is not conspiracy. This is true. This is coming from the mouth of Mohbad's father. WUNMI, well, if truly a test was supposed to be carried out, how would you have done so without the father of Mohbad? I don't really understand why there is so much disruption, disrespect, break in communication. Is it that this man is nobody because he's poor? I don't really understand. How could this have happened? Or is it that the man himself did not request? Why didn't Mohbad's father rise up to say, I need a test? Well, like I said, it could be that the man is broke, doesn't have money. It's going to be like, if you request for a test, they said the test is 150,000 naira or 100,000 or 200,000 naira. If you have the money, let's go. And they know he does not have. So, and Mohbad's mother and Mohbad's father, they are not together anymore. So it's going to be difficult for both of them to come together and say, we are standing together firm to dig into this matter. And the way I perceive Mohbad's mother, she's this type of woman that will act like, pity, like, and I saw that empathy she was showing towards Mohbad's wife. I don't know, maybe because they are both women, or she just feels like, let me just be nice to her and this boy, and that's it, life goes on. I don't really understand, because she was the one that brought a portrait of Mohbad, and she said, look at the nonsense they are saying, that this is not my son's child. No, look at the picture, they look alike. And I'm like, well, I don't know, I'm not a member of their family. There is a big possibility that there are certain things that she spotted on that child that indicates that the child maybe fingernails, there are certain, markers that points to someone coming from a particular family. I don't know, maybe she saw that already. I do not know. But people are requesting for DNA because that DNA thing has been there before. People cannot just come up with this and throw it out there requesting for DNA, talking about DNA. It's because this has been there back in those days when Mohbad was alive. That is why people are requesting. How can you just request for DNA? No, it means there is something fishy back then that Mohbad is aware, probably told some friends, and they are saying, you know what, let us throw this thing out there, let's throw the filler out there that the DNA is to be done. Now the man is saying that I have not been called into it. I was not invited. I was not asked to come. If the DNA is to be done, I should be there present. But they will be like, what voice does a poor man have? Of what use will he be here? Of what use is it to him if he comes? Please let him stay where he is. Moreover, I have seen, and of course from what I heard from even Mohbad's father, there is no friendship between himself and Mohbad's wife family, and even Mohbad's wife. And he ended up saying that they turned the heart of his son away from him. Everything that comes, they want it in their own house, in their own life. It's so sad, so terrible. It is terrible. When I say terrible, it is so terrible, so bad, so bad. DNA is very important unless there is this family marker. Unless there is this family marker, and I'm not talking of ordinary family marker like, oh, we used to have big nose in our family, this baby has big nose. That's rubbish. Family markers such as fingernails, 100% the same. Because I've seen cases where the lady will be like, this is your son, this is your son. She will cry and roll on the floor. And when DNA is done, all of a sudden she'll clean her tears. Gone are those days when they say women know who they are pregnant for. All of those things are scam. If a woman is promiscuous, she jumps from one bed on the other, she will not know who she got pregnant for. Let us not fool ourselves. She will not know. So if WUNMI is that kind of person, well, if this has been brought up, why is she afraid? It doesn't make no difference. All she has to do is whoever it is that they're asking me to do DNA, pay in these 3 laboratory and I will go there. It's better they do this before the final burial of Mohbad. Very important. It's better they do it before the final burial. If they need to take strand of hair or something, that is, if they have to even, of course, if they have to send this abroad for the test to be done in a neutral place, let them proceed. But you know, they said that they have done DNA test and the DNA test came out 99% positive and Mohbad is the father and we don't know the laboratory. We don't know nothing. Let us tell ourselves the truth. There is fire on the mountain. May we not fall into such trap. This is a lesson to young guys out there. Mothers, when I look at the analytics on YouTube, I realize that there are people, mothers, women who are 50 plus that listen to this YouTube channel. Some of you are grandmothers. Some of you are not yet grandmothers. It's time to do the needful. All of those ladies with 2 left legs, you know, my daughter. In fact, DNA is mandatory. Mandatory. Very important now. DNA is mandatory. It's like an incident that happened to one of these radio talk show. He had this, you know, that feeling like I need to do a test to ascertain if these children are mine. Do you know that the one that he was even doubting that is not his own ended up becoming his own? But the first child, the first daughter, the one that he felt was his own, like, this is my child, that one wasn't even his own. The one that he looked at that girl like, this one is from our family, looks like our grandmother. Your grandmother. Lo and behold, there is no grandmother anywhere. The child does not even belong to him. The child does not belong to him. The one that he looked at and he felt like this one looks strange. His behavior is not like our family. The way the boy looks, he looks like a stranger. That one is his own. Now, is it not something smart? Not because of anything. Is it not something reasonable for you to do DNA? Yes, it's more like, you know, you vote for someone and after 4 years, you want to review before you continue. Just like how you are going to review the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, after some years. That's the same way you need to review your marriage. Marriage needs to be reviewed. Not we are married and you sit like, no. You have to review. It's called reflection. And you have to do it by DNA. Just go and do DNA behind the scene like, let's find out if we are where we are. That's the truth. Because anybody can betray anybody at any time. Even you yourself, do you trust yourself? Do you believe 100% in yourself, like you have that strong will, like I won't do this, I'm not going to do that, and the next minute you find yourself doing it, I'm not going to take that bottle of alcohol, and you end up taking it. So what about somebody else? So these things needs to be done. WUNMI, the father of your late husband, said he is not aware of your mysterious, DNA test. This DNA thing will have to be dragged. As long as Naira Marley, Sam Larry, Prime Boy, Spending or Easy Splash, as long as all of these people and the nurse, as long as they are going down, as long as they will be dragged to the court, you too, you are not free. Anything tied. You guys have just become more or less like a lesson to a lot of people out there. It's not just the trend. No, you've become a lesson, eye-opener to a lot of people out there that certain things need to be done. And the lesson people have picked from this incident is one: when someone is alive and they are screaming for help, we need to look into it. 2, this issue of substance abuse that has pervaded our society real bad now needs to be looked into. 3, the issue of some society cult or some vagabonds, vampires, whatever, needs to be looked into. And the 4th one, very important, DNA needs to be done. That's it. What are your thoughts as regards this one? Like and share, subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next update.